Last class we were saying about properties, harmonic functions, harmonic conjugate, and all those. Now in that, one type of sums alone is I have left out. That alone we will see now. Then we move on to last part, conformability. So what is that is, earlier what was happened, u was given to us, we have to find what is v. So that is called as harmonic conjugate. And we were using Milne-Thomson method also. We can use how to use Milne-Thomson method. Milne-Thomson method, directly we will find what is f of z. And from that, the imaginary part will be v. Like that we can find. Or the total differential method we can use. Like that we have found. Sometimes v will be given to us and u will be asked, harmonic conjugate. Now, directly real part or directly imaginary part will not be given to us. Instead, relationship between u and v will be given to us. Like how means u plus v equal to, if I add the real and imaginary part, please see it is not u plus iv, it's not z. Real part and imaginary part alone I take, omit the I add, what will happen? Or like this, 2u minus v equal to. They'll give like this values, this is this value, like that they will give. They will ask you what is f of z. Okay, this type of questions again part B questions. You have to work out two more extra steps, that's all. Okay, so like this relation between them, usually linear algebraic relations like addition or subtraction only they will give, not usually multiplication or division, only addition or subtraction. So how they will give is either some constant multiplication like this, both plus or minus EV, like this they will give. Okay, so till now directly real part, directly imaginary part we have seen. Now relationship between real and imaginary part, they will give the value. From that, again we are going to find f of z only. F of z is u plus iv only. We have to find out what is that. See, u is a real function, v is a real function. So they will give u plus v equal to something. Like this, for example, u plus v is equal to x square plus sin xy or y by x or xy, like that they will give. Don't think this is you simply putting I here will give me the solution for f of z. It's not like that. This is only a real function. These are all real functions. From these real functions, we have to find what is the corresponding analytic complex function. So for these kind of sums, we are going to use the following two steps always. To link u and v, what we are going to do is, we are going to find f of z general form, then I into f of z. So whenever such questions are given, we know what is f of z. F of z is u plus iv. Now, multiply this by I. Why I am doing this is, as I said, now V part alone we have to take. We have to omit the I. So if I multiply by I into I square will become, so V will become now real part. Okay, so only we are doing this work. So I into f of z you find out. So it will be IU minus V. I square, right? I into I is I square, so minus V will come. Now add. If I add, what will happen? It will be here 1, right? So 1 plus I f of z is, don't add like this, u plus iu. Please don't do that. Real part, imaginary part. We can add only like that for complex numbers. Real part is u minus v and imaginary part is u plus v. So you see, instead of original f of z, if I consider this function, this as some capital F of z, some other, okay, some other function, some other complex function, then in that u minus v is the real part and u plus v is the imaginary part. So now, if your question is in terms of subtraction, can take this as the question. Find solution for this. From here, what you have to go, what is the, from here only you have to just find out what is f of z by dividing by 1 plus I, right? Or if you want u plus v is given in the question, then you think this as the, now f of z as the solution what you have to find, whose imaginary part is u plus v, and you find solution for capital F of z first. From here, how to move back? Divide by 1 plus I. That's all. Okay. So in the same thing, if any 2 plus, if the question is 2u minus 3v, then what we have to do? Multiply this by 2, multiply this by 3, so that you will have here 2u and 3v. Okay, that's the way we have to do. Whatever scalar they are having, that scalar we have to multiply according to from where we want. Okay, so this is the, always this is what we are going to do. So for these kind of sums, it is f of z, I f of z, and this. Quickly, I'll show one example either using u plus v or u minus v. How to do? U plus v is given, u minus v is given, 2u plus v is given, but 2u plus v is that what we have done already in the PPT, e power x into cos y minus y. Okay. So we'll take question as question only I'm writing. If u plus v equal to x minus y times x square plus 4xy plus y square. Find f of z in terms of z, where f of z is u plus y. So u plus v relation is given. We have u plus v relation here. So once we write this, this is the solution part for that question. So we have to start from here. So this is what given in the question. So now take this as capital F of z. It's the same function of z only. Call this as capital U. Call this as capital V. Now V is only given to us. Okay. So from V find what is f of z using Milne-Thomson method, because Milne-Thomson method has less number of steps, and anyway we don't want to separate all. They have not asked for harmonic conjugate. They have asked what is f of z only. So now V is equal to u plus v, which is the question. Find out CR equation. In that we need dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y. So find those two things and keep dou v by dou x and dou v by dou y. Dou v by dou x, actually it's in product. We can better multiply it term wise and keep it aside. So what will happen is, it will be actually x cube plus 4x square y plus xy square minus xy square, x square y and minus 4xy square plus, oh no, minus y cube. So actually it is x cube. If I subtract x square y, it is plus 3x square y minus 3xy square minus y cube. So this is only actually u plus v. Now we'll find what is dou v by dou x now here. Dou v by dou x is 3x square plus 6xy minus 3y square. Same way dou v by dou y is this one, we have to differentiate now with respect to y. So it is 0, then it is 3x square minus 6xy minus 3y square. So we have dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y. Find out what is capital F of Z. Capital F of Z, we have to apply Milne-Thomson formula for V. So its integration, here it is Vy, this value. Vy dz plus I into Vx dz. Substitute and then integrate with respect to Z. Oh yeah, one step C I forgot. What we have to do after this step? We have to write wherever x is there Z and wherever y is there 0. So this will become 3z square 0 0 cancel, and this will become 3z square 0 0. So see, after writing z and y only I got remembered. So it is we have to do this step 3z square 3z square.
Ma'am,
So it is
in the dou v by dou x, in that we have to put where x is there z and y 0.
yeah,
And in dou v by dou y also the same z comma
same
0.
same same z comma 0. So this is also 3z square, this is also 3z square. So it is 3z square, it's a small step, I can do integration directly, I think. Z cube by 3 plus I into 3 times z cube by 3. I'm getting z cube plus I z cube. Let me just check the answer. It's, yeah. Obviously, they didn't write the f of z answer. Oh no, they have written 3z square. Correct only, I think. Let me go with this. So it is z cube times 1 plus I. Integration we are doing, so some c will come. Please remember that c plus some c. So now this is capital F of z. Sum is not over it. We have to find small f of z. So that's the still. So what is small f of z? Small f of z is capital F of z upon 1 plus I. So divide by 1 plus I there, so that it will become z cube plus c by 1 plus I. So answer is z cube plus some c1. This is your, yeah, correct answer. Z cube plus some c1. So this is the way we have to do whenever relations is given. So in the same question, if suppose they have given to you, then accordingly we will take f of z 2 times, I f of z 1 time and get uv. Okay. So please what you have to remember is how to frame this formula. Always f of z, I f of z. Addition or subtraction. Okay. Addition is better. Addition itself, you will have u plus v combo here and u minus v combo here. So you can do both in the same thing. And you have to remember the formula, this formula. And last step to convert to small f of z also you have to remember, that's all. So this is the answer, f of z is z cube plus c1. Like this, we do the sum. Any doubts?
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Okay. So next is the conformal mapping. I was talking about some geometric aspect. So that part, last part of unit 4. So how to draw the diagram and how it will change. I hope I can do this. There are some 1 marks we are going to discuss now. MCQ part, MCQ questions again we are going to collect and write. So please listen carefully about conformal mapping. Mapping means function, nothing else. So now what all types of functions, complex functions exist we are going to see. Okay. So in general, W equal to f of z, we call this as function, right? This has other names also. So we call it as function, or we call it as mapping, or if you think of diagrammatically, Z points all will form one region or one shape here. F of Z will form some other shape here. So it's also called as another name, transformation. So these are different names, function or mapping or transformation. So what all types of transformations are usually there, that all we are going to see. So first two types of transformations that we will see first. Okay, types. Since these are all complex functions, we have two things with us. Whenever we talk about a complex number, u plus id or x plus id, generally, whatever, I'll take it as a plus id, better. A general complex number, I can take two parameters for this. One is the magnitude. How to find the magnitude? Root of a square plus b square. And the other is the argument. Argument is the theta. Theta value, how to find that if I think this as e power I theta, okay, I can relate this to, this is x cos theta, this is y, sorry, r cos theta, r sin theta, like that I can relate. I can find an angle for this. Okay, so that is called as argument. So two things we can do. So how to find argument is nothing but minus b by a. Okay, so that is argument. We argue, that's the same name, argue, argument. Okay, magnitude and argument. Two parameters we can link to any complex number in general, whichever domain is going to be there. So using this two parameters, these transformations we are going to classify. Like how in vector, we can sometimes talk about same vector only opposite direction is going to change, or the magnitude is changing but direction is going to be there the same, like that all we talk in vector. Force is acting in the same direction, push, pull, all those things. Same way here, what will happen if after f of z I'm applying the f function also, it's not changing, or if it's going to change. According to that, two types. The first type is our topic, that is conformal mapping. So first type, conformal mapping. So what is conformal mapping is f mapping w equal to f of z, which preserves both magnitude and argument. Actually, I should have written argument, but they are saying it as sense. In this book, they are saying it as sense. I am using the same word because MCQ. So only sense means direction, nothing else. So z points all are forming something. Same way f of z is also going, means in the f of z also we are getting more or less the same structure, means it is called as conformal mapping. So second type is isogonal. Isogonal mapping, we are not going to deal anywhere else. We are not going to do sums here. Only here we are going to do sums. So this is an MCQ question. Every time MCQ question, isogonal. What do you mean by isogonal is, it preserves the direction, magnitude, but changes the sense. Okay. Isogonal is preserves magnitude but alters the sense. So that is called as isogonal mapping and conformal mapping. So these are classification based on magnitude and the argument value. Magnitude is root of u square plus b square. argument is minus v by u. Okay, imaginary part by real part, negative sign. That is the argument value, but that all they will not ask. Only this definition they will ask, because actually what is argument, what is magnitude, they have not given in this book. I am saying from general definition. So this is one way of classification. Now, second way of classification is they are going to, depending on the function, they are going to give some more types of classification. If you have taken down, I will erase because I am going to form a table and put everything together. Anyone taking down, or can I erase?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you. So the third point is about again some more types only, but depending on the particular function we are going to write. So we are going to form a table. The first type is called as magnification. What is magnification? From the name itself, you can say it's going to magnify, it's going to take big. But how it is going to take is, there lies the point. So, how is the general f of z function is w equal to some a z, where a is a real number. Okay, please remember this. This is the MCQ part. Magnification. Which among the following is magnification? W equal to f of z. They will ask a is a real number, a is 0, a is integer, or a is complex number. Like that all they can ask. A is root, like that all. Though integer is a real number, it's not only integers, it's any real number. So real number is the correct option, best option. That only you have to choose. Okay. So W equal to AZ. All questions of the form W equal to AZ, we are going to take it called as magnification. And here, what will happen? It's just magnifying. If I have a circle here, only the radius is going to increase here, a bigger circle. So obviously, this is a conformal mapping. The second one is called as magnification and rotation. Together. We are magnifying, but we are rotating. Angle we are changing. So W equal to A Z only we are doing, but here A belongs to a complex. Yes, someone. So this is called as, these type of functions are called as magnification and rotation, where A belongs to a complex number. Okay. So now what will happen is, magnitude will change. Magnitude will be a given increase, but what will happen to the angle? That is, the argument is, it will get rotated according to how much this is going to contribute. Maybe it will change 45 degree, maybe it will change 50 degree, maybe it will change 20 degree. We don't know. According to that y by x value upon a, how much is going to change. Okay. So that is called as, so it depends on the question, whether A is positive, negative. According to that, sometimes it will be conformal, sometimes it will not be conformal. In general, we cannot say, we have to check it. So next one is inversion. So together they have given inversion and reflection. Exactly one example only they have given. W equal to 1 upon Z. So obviously it is Z bar. And if we draw the original Z domain in first quadrant, this W equal to 1 by Z will be Z bar, right? It will come to fourth quadrant. Any structure Z function is given to us, you think. In Z domain, here I am drawing the diagram. It's coming like this. Then in W domain, after applying 1 by Z, where will it go means it will go here. Same diagram just pulled there. That is what we will do. So it is called as we are inverting and also angle is changed. Each point here will be now here in 45-degree means it has changed now. So reflection also we are doing. Z 1 by Z means Z bar conjugate. Okay. So that is called as inversion and reflection. So here one more MCQ they can ask with respect to here. Reflection where it is happening. Reflection will happen where? Along x-axis only. U plus IV will become U minus IV with respect to this horizontal axis. What is this horizontal axis? If you remember any this Z domain, this is real, this is IR. So happen over real axis. That is another one MCQ. In inversion and reflection or in the function W equal to 1 by Z, the reflection will happen over the real axis. So these are the main three types. Some more types are there, but that is not given for us, only these things. So here what type of questions they will give is, they will give you in Z domain, what is the region, what are the points, that all. They will specify what is the function, like this W equal to some function they will give. They will ask you to check in W how the diagram will be. So it's like our practical geometry class. We have to know the practical view, for that only this topic is kept. So how the diagram will be there. So it's called image, how the image will happen. So that type of questions will come. Then that is the first part. The second part is, in this transformation itself, one more type of transformation is there. These are all transformations I told you, right? Conformal mapping only mainly we are seeing, conformal mapping. So one more type is there called bilinear transformation or Mobius transformation. I think when I did my 11th and 12th long ago, I had this in my school work itself. I don't know now about the current syllabus for Tamil Nadu board or central board. I don't know the syllabus, so I don't know whether you have bilinear transformation in your syllabus for complex numbers. Something called as cross ratio will be there. We have to simplify that and write. So we will see what is that. Okay, that is the next type. So sums for here, how they will ask, I told you already. They will give in Z domain, some region they will give. We have to find out in W domain what is the corresponding F function. F function also they will say. They will ask you what is the corresponding structure here. But you think in an MCQ point of view. Will they be able to give so many questions here? Maybe only to include the syllabus, one question they can give. They can give different options of diagrams and they can ask. Other than that, they cannot concentrate here. But bilinear transformation, we have some questions. So we'll finish bilinear transformation, we'll come back here. Okay. So that's the next point, fourth point. In this transformation, one other important type is there called bilinear transformation, like conformal transformation or conformal mapping. The fourth point is bilinear, or another name for this is Mobius. Have you learned this in school? I'll write the formula maybe, then something somewhere it will get to. So what is bilinear transformation? Yeah, one more name is fractional. fractional transformation. So bilinear transformation, fractional transformation, or Mobius transformation. So what is linear fraction? What is that is, instead of we are having only A Z or A plus IB into Z, we are going to do A plus B into Z, A plus 3B into Z, like that we are going to do. We are going to do fractions. So W is the f of z function. We are going to write it as a fractions. So in general, it is written as Az plus B plus by Cz plus D. Okay, where all these A, B, C, D are complex numbers. This means complex number, okay, not century, complex numbers. So A, B, C, D are complex numbers. And one more thing we need. This shouldn't be an indeterminate form, right? When we put the values, it shouldn't become an indeterminate form. So the condition is the determinant of A, B, C, D must be non-zero. So what is the determinant? AD minus BC. AD minus BC is non-zero. So if such a transformation or a mapping exists, it is called as bilinear mapping or bilinear transformation. Bilinear mapping, bilinear transformation. So this, obviously, as I said, all pens, I should have brought a new pen. Okay, this value for MCQ, this value is called as determinant of the transformation. Determinant of the transformation. Also, if W I am finding like this, you think, W equal to like this I have, is a bilinear you think, then its inverse will exist now. That is Z equal to, we can find, you bring these to the other side, we can find a relation for Z in terms of W. That will be inverse. So that will be also a bilinear transformation. That's the next property right here.
Ma'am, what you have written over here in the second last
I'm
slide,
sorry, I should have brought the U pen.
it's fine, ma'am.
So W equal to F of Z,
No, no,
A Z
that,
plus D upon C Z. This one, A, B,
yes,
C, D must be complex numbers. Like in
ma'am.
magnification, we were
Yes,
seeing some
ma'am.
were real, some were complex. Here, everything should be complex numbers. And this condition must exist. That is, determinant of the transformation should be non-zero. These two conditions must be there. This relation must be there. Then only it is called as bilinear mapping. Now, what is the fifth point? I'm sorry, I'm not able to write. So, it's inverse mapping. That is F inverse of Z. I'll write here. So, fifth point. Oh my God. F inverse of Z. Sorry, F inverse of W. We are bringing to the other side, right? That is called as Z. Even this we can find out. Because A, we had A Z plus B by C Z plus D. We can change it and write what is that formula is minus DW plus B by CW minus A. The relation in this is called as inverse transformation. And if f of z is bilinear, then f inverse also will be bilinear. Minus dw plus b by cw minus a. And the next point is if f of z is bilinear, then f inverse also will be bilinear. These are all for MCQ. Please make a note and keep all these 6 to 7 points, whatever we have wrote. Now, in this, what we are going to do, that we have to see two things. Okay, first one is we are going to find something called as cross ratio. Okay, determining the cross ratio is the work. Then second is something called as invariant points. Can I erase? Can I erase? No one is answering. So in this, I told you two types of questions will be asked. I don't know what to do now. Should have been better. Cross ratio. So that's the, I think, seventh point. So we are going to determine cross ratio, I told you. What is cross ratio is? So Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. Like that, 4 points are given to us, you think. Okay. 4 complex numbers are given in the Z domain, in the first domain itself. 4 complex numbers are given. Then we can find something like this. Between them, relation. So how we have to do is just to group them like this. First, okay, Z1 minus Z2 into Z3 minus Z4. That's the numerator part. For denominator, what we have to do is you keep the second terms as such, first terms you interchange. So it is Z3 minus Z2 and Z1 minus Z4. This is called as cross ratio of 4 complex numbers in the same domain. Okay, some Z plane is given to us, 4 points are given, means this is called as cross ratio. Now why we are finding this? Because we have a property called as cross ratio property. So I will repeat how to write this. Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. 4 points are given. Just to group 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always subtractionally, no addition. Then just to cross these two first terms alone. So that is called as cross ratio. Now, if you have taken down in this as well, I will write. We have something called as cross ratio property. What do you mean by cross ratio property is, suppose I am having a bilinear transformation. Then means for these 4 points, I can equivalently form 4 points here now. That is W1, W2, W3, W4 in the codomain. That is in the W plane, I will be finding 4 points. You take these 4 points, find their respective cross ratio, W1 minus W2, W3 minus W4 by W3 minus W2, W1 minus W4. Then these both will be equal. If the given transformation between Z and W, that is W equal to F of Z, they will give. Using that only we will find out that W equal to F of Z is a bilinear transformation, means this cross ratio will be same. That ratio value will be same. So how to write it in words for MCQ? We will write it as cross ratio is invariant. That means it's not changing. Under bilinear transformation. Please, already pen is not writing, so I'm writing it like this. Bilinear transformation or Mobius transformation or linear fractional transformation. So that is for, either they will ask MCQ as this as the options or like this. Both means the same. It is equal. So they will ask like this using the property or
Ma'am, may you repeat that sentence? Cross ratio is invariant under.
bilinear transformation.
Okay, thank
The
you.
name, what we have learned now, bilinear transformation. So what they will do is two types of questions for this property itself they can ask. One directly from this MCQ, part A. Part A question directly from here they can ask. Or what they will do is, they will not give you 4 points. They will give you only 3 points. This Z point they will not give. It will be just a X plus I will. We don't know. Only 3 points they will give. Same way, here they will give only 3 points. They will not mention what is the step of Z. The link between them they will not give in the question. They will say that for these 3 points and these 3 points in the W domain and the Z domain respectively, construct a suitable bilinear transformation, they will say. Means we have to find out what is this W equal to F of Z. What we will do is, we know that if at all it's going to be a bilinear transformation, it should satisfy here. So in this, wherever one is there, we will write just Z and W. So these all will be given in the question. Z2, Z3, Z4 will be given in the question. W2, W3, W4 will be given in the question. We can substitute that. So here Z will be the unknown, W will be the unknown. Simplify. Find out what is W equal to F of Z. That is your work. You have to simplify this equation, find out what is W equal to F of Z. Bring W terms all to one side, bring Z terms all to the other side. Okay, numbers, everything to the other side. Find out what W equal to. Only W equal to. Not 1 plus W or 2 plus W, nothing like that. Final answer must be W equal to F of Z. So this will be your, because we start with equation equal here, whatever you get as answer will be the bilinear transformation. So that's the next two types of questions I told you. That is the second type of question. Only 3 points will be given, 3 points will be given. So like this question will be your part B question. Part A question is 4 points directly given. They'll ask just the equation formula or in names. Part B question is only 3 points will be given in each domain. You have to substitute it in this equation, simplify, find the relation. So that's called as cross ratio property. Understood? Last topic. See here I wrote invariant, but this is a property. Invariant means not changing. The cross ratio will not change. That is what we are saying here. The next property or the next important MCQ and the last topic in unit 4 is invariant points. Invariance is not a property. We are finding out points. In part A, you will surely get one question from invariant points, because even in that usual 3R pattern also, invariant points is a repeated question. So it's important. So what is this invariant points is? Invariant means it's not changing, I told you. So any function f of x equal to x I have means it is called as invariant point. In general, any function f of x is equal to x itself I'm getting. It's called as invariant points. So I have to get, now we have originally w equal to f of z, right? This must be equal to z itself. So use f of z, they'll give some function like this. They'll give x square plus 2x, like that, 2xy, like that, something they have given f of z, I 2xy. F of z is this. You have to equate it to z. What is z? X plus iy. Equate, find for which value of x comma y these things are all invariant. Solve this. Find out what for what value of x and what value of y this will be true. Then those will be the answer. Those points are called as invariant points. So definition is f of z equal to z. That is at those points when w and z is becoming the same. It is called as invariant points. So this with this unit 4 is over. We have to do sums for this time, please.
9 for 58.
Okay. We'll try invariant points by linear transformation, but so first problem, they give you a relation W equal to 2z plus 6 by z plus 7. Find the invariant points, like that they will say. What we have to do? We have to just equate it to z. Solve this for z. That's all. Okay. So find the invariant points. Like this one relation they give. We have to equate w equal to z. So equal to z I'm equating. Solving it, what I happen is bring this to the other side. So 2z plus 6 will be z square plus 7z. Now bring everything to the one side so that it will become z square plus 7z. So 5z and minus 6 equal to 0. Z square plus 5z minus 6 will be 0. So what are the points? 6 and 1. Plus 6 minus 1. So from here z equal to minus 6 and plus 1 are the invariant points. Minus 6 and plus 1 are the invariant points. See, very easy to do part A question. So these are called as the invariant points. Solution for ninth type. So bilinear transformation, I think tomorrow only we can do. Pen is not writing. We'll stop here. Shall we stop here?
Yes, ma'am.
Struggling with my pen, I want to write it clearly. அம்மோ வீட்ல வேற பென் இருக்கு இல்ல எல்லாம் எடுத்துட்டு வந்தானே பிளாக் பென் எல்லாமே எடுத்துட்டு வந்தானே நம்ம தீந்துச்சு Okay, then we'll stop here. I'll purchase today, then we'll continue in the next class. You can stop recording. I'll take attendance. I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Mom, can you please tell whoever is recording to put it in the GCR? No one is putting it. The recording.
No one is putting it.